Chad, for this week's video, can you share your thoughts on the recent $418 million National Association of Realtors settlement, which will no longer, quote, obligate a seller to compensate a buyer's agent in a real estate transaction? What does this mean for us in the new home construction industry?
Yeah, really great question. You know what, my good friend Ryan Serhant I saw an interview with him on CNBC the other day, and let's just hear what let's hear what he has to say first.
Ryan, let's just talk about that.
The lawsuit alleged that the National Association of Realtors, real estate brokerages, and local MLSs conspired to obligate a seller to pay a buyer's agent's commission. And what the settlement does is it really acknowledges that the traditional brokerage model has to change. We all agree that there should be a free market conversation around compensation. And so what will happen starting this summer, nothing changes for right now around the country, but what will happen starting this summer is that buyers and buyers agents, if they elect to use one, and sellers agents, should they elect to use one, because you're not obligated to use a real estate agent in the United States, and you're not obligated to pay 6%, 10%, or 1%. Right? Those fees are what the market has commanded for decades.
It's kind of standard, and it's standard because people don't buy homes every day. So by the time you figure out what's happening, you get to the other side of this. If everybody thinks that this is the way it should be done, why did it take a lawsuit to get us there?
I am all for market transparency. And what frustrates me the most is that the old guard in this business has spent so much time, so much money, on lawsuits just like this, defending where they've been instead of trying to build to where we're going. I think what happens now is new business models. I think there's new opportunity. I think there's going to be greater versatility in how you work with your agents. And what's interesting for me is if you look at over the past 10 years, regardless of this lawsuit, all of the new technology, artificial intelligence, websites, iBuying, Zillow, et cetera, humans buying and selling homes have actually elected to use realtors more because it's so complicated. You don't know where to start. And what you'll have now is greater transparency, which I am a massive, massive proponent for. It's one of the reasons I started my own company. I looked around at what my competition was and a place that I could go as a realtor myself, and I couldn't find the transparency that I wanted. And I think real estate agents are paid in a correlation with their value that they provide to their customer. And that's what you'll see more of going forward. It remains to be seen how this is going to shape out in the open marketplace, right? Yeah. These new rules aren't going to go into effect until sometime, at least over the summer.
I think that's his view on, how it's going to affect the general public. And to his own accord, I think people are still waiting to see how it all kind of shakes out. I think the top performers in real estate are going to continue to always find a way to be your top performers. I believe, like he does, in transparency. Now, how it, and I plan on asking him this question very specifically, but the idea of how does it affect new home sales specialists? I don't know. I have my opinion. I think that the general public, United States general public, people that are buying a house, not buying a house, I think just in general, people are headline readers. I think people read the headline, watch the headlines, but I don't think they dig into the story, the general public. So I don't think that most people really understand what this means, why it came about. I think most people will not read the legislation, all the things that have happened. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think people are just going to make a decision based on the headline. And what does that mean for new home salespeople? Why am I telling that? Because I think that right now, either rightfully so or wrongfully so, however you look at it, I think realtors are getting a bad rap. I think that it's just right now, it's just not good press for real estate agents in general. And I think that because people are headline readers, I think what we're going to deal with a lot in new home sales is more of what we've always dealt with. I just think it's going to be amplified. I think buyers are going to come in and having only read the headline and think they can do this without a realtor, which they certainly can in new home sales. They don't need a realtor in new home sales. They choose to have a realtor in new home sales. But I think you're going to have people coming in saying, "Hey, if I don't bring my real estate agent, can I get the commission?" They're going to want to negotiate that. I think you're going to have to stand firm to whatever your company policy is on that. I think you're going to see a lot more of that. But I also think as new home sales specialists, and this is only my opinion, but I think that we're going to have to become real versatile. And what I mean by that is I think that if we have counted on a majority of our business, and I've said this for years, go back into the last year of these Friday videos, and look how many times I've mentioned stop fishing all in one pond. I keep saying, like, it's not all about real estate agents. Not all about real estate agents. You have referrals. You have other ways to drive traffic. And I think that you're going to have to get versatile in your business, because I do think you're going to see a larger portion of people that are not going to come in with a real estate agent. And I think that if all of your time is going to cultivate real estate agent relationships, I think you're going to fish in a pond that isn't going to go away, but I think is going to become not as heavily populated. I think you're going to see more for sale by owners. I think that, which means they're going to come in and buy a house without a real estate agent. I think you got to figure out how to brand yourself, market yourself, and drive traffic in other ways than real estate agents. I think you should not be all in on one vertical. That doesn't mean ignore real estate agents. That's my opinion. I guess we'll wait to see. And everybody's going to have an opinion. Everybody's going to have their thoughts. This is just mine. But I'm not being tied in to just one thing. So I think you got to grow your business in a diversified way that doesn't count on just one thing. Because if real estate agents go away and all of your time and all of your business and all of your traffic is coming from real estate agents, you're gonna have a gun to your head to find another way. It's better to be proactive now and figure out how to do it. But that's my opinion.